Hello everybody and welcome to gameplay for the Necromancer Summoner Ultimate build. First of all, I want to say sorry if the guide was a little long, but I wanted to make it very detailed and cover everything because there is a lot to cover, and one of the things that I covered in the video was that the build is very optional. So in the end I chose to max Clay Golem, put some points into resist until the the skill level doesn't give anymore. And then I even took points into Golem Mastery to make sure that I'm close to 30k health on my Clay Golem, so the Clay Golem can even survive through Uber and whatnot. But yeah, that was pretty much it, and I also took 5 points into Corpse Explosion. But yeah, before I'm rambling on too much, I want to show a little fun thing here. So when you first start out the Necromancer and you need to get your what's it called, your army up, you should go to cold plains just because it's always a very populated area, so there's a lot of these little mobs fallens here. But I want to show a little fun thing here with dim vision. As you see, in theory I could just spam dim vision and then never die, so I can just go a little away from the fallen that is attracting me, and then just have my merc and my clay golem killing everything. This is such a fun way to play the game, right? But honestly, I am 100% sure that there are people who play this exact build on hardcore, and then they just spam dim vision 24/7 and have their merc and their golem killing everything. Very simple build, but it works extremely efficient. Honestly, there's nothing to complain about there. But yeah, I fucking I love the mission. Oh, it's so much fun. Another thing also didn't really mention is that obviously Beast gets the werebear, which is always fun to look at. You know, you're like a necromancer, but you're a bear, and unfortunately you can't cast spells while you're in bear form. So when you need to recast spells, you need to get out of the ability again. But I just want to show just how much life you get by using bear form. It's sort of useless, you would never really use it, but it's still fun to see that on a caster class you get almost 4000 life without really spending too much into the vitality.
I can't.
Before we get on with the gameplay, I also want to mention a little thing. Can you see any changes from the guide in my inventory? Just giving a second now to kind of see if anything has changed in my inventory. Okay, maybe you see it. I have changed some small charms around, and that is because my 25 barefoot poofed on me while I was recording a bit, so I had to get a new one. And funny enough, when I make a game, I get into a game and the dude gives me 2 of these for free. I don't know if people are recognizing my characters from YouTube or it was just random, you know, some dude who has duped a lot of these 25. But Un-perms are horrible. Oh, I hate Un-perms. I don't even want to use them. And then I use it on builds that I saw on YouTube. Yeah, it's piss annoying. But yeah, okay, let's get on with the gameplay. So I was saying cold plains is a really good way for you to get your army up first. So that is what we're gonna be doing now. I have to get out of this. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's actually also just get the merc. Might as well. Not really needed, but it speeds up the process just to get a little more kill speed. So the idea is that you just basically tail stomp mobs and then you start maybe do 1 or 2 curses like amplify damage, and then you make skeletons first because they tend to do more damage than skeleton mages and whatnot, especially if you're tail stomping, because a melee mob is obviously gonna react and hit faster than a spellcast mob. So always start with skeletons first. That is just the main idea, and then you basically just spam, you know, go around here, yeah, teleporting, finding the big mob packs and whatnot. You can get up your pack of mobs in like a minute if you're fast about it. And when that is done, then you can just go to River Flame. Now, sadly, this map here If you're gonna do Ubers, which I am going to, you need Urdars on your map. And Urdars are these big Marul mobs. They look like giants with like big swinging arms and whatnot. Definitely have some. They definitely went to the gym. But yeah, in order to do what I'm going to be showing at the end here, Uber Tristram, you need to check for Urdars before you open the portal. So basically, you get the what's it called, the organs here, the Uber Tristram organs, and then just before you're gonna put them in the cube and transmute them, you go with your full army as it is right now. Then you go and look for Urdar mobs in River Flames, this specific area here. And then when you have 20 Urdars or something like that, then you hurry every freaking second counts, like super fast into the cube, transmute, hurry, hurry, hurry. Yeah, really, you cannot waste any time. Because the problem is, and I want to talk a little about something that annoys me with this build, is that revives does not last forever like summons. Skeletons and skeleton mages tend to live for quite long, even through a very hard content like Ubers. Somehow they survive pretty well, but you have to constantly worry about revives because they run out of time or duration, which is just very annoying aspect. And also another thing I really don't like is that, I have to go to cold plains and gather an army before I can start playing. It's sort of annoying thing to do, every time you enter a game or whatever. But besides that, those two things, I'm actually starting to like this build. I should also mention, look at all my keybinds. It's a bit of a mess. It's like I'm playing World of Warcraft or something. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and honestly, you can't even keybind more. I wish I could keybind even more. Yeah, I can't keybind anymore. I already have every way to keybind in the game, I suppose. Might not. Key button 2. Yeah, I might have more ways to keybind. I will explore that perhaps, but basically, there are no builds that require this many keybinds of the ones that I have made before, at least. That is also a bit of an annoying thing, because like right now I don't even have dim vision. What was it? Can't even remember. Yeah, dim vision. I don't even have dim vision binded because I don't have a bind for it. And I'm like, what? So I need like shift multipliers binds like I have in World of Warcraft just to fit all the binds in and whatnot. Really, really terrible amount of keybinds. And I talked about this before. Let's just continue with the gameplay. Show a bit of a random gameplay here before while I'm talking here. It's just so much fun with co-ops explosion. But I talked about this before. I like to play these games with simple builds that only have a few buttons, maybe only 3 or 5 buttons in total. Because it's just so much more relaxing, and for me, that is also part of gaming, not having to, play like an MMO game in a non-MMO game. I want to have an easy rotation, and I want to have fun with it. And I can't say that the Summer Necromancer is fun to play in that regard, because it just requires a lot of thought. Like on a Yavason, I just run around, run around, run around. Sometimes I might do a switch to get mana back on my Redemption Shield, stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. You just spam 2 buttons. It's so easy on a Yavason, and that's the case for many of the other builds that I play as well. Few buttons works just best for me personally. But if you're into a really complicated rotation, that is just a pro tip there. Another thing, um, really awesome thing you need to kind of worry about, I suppose. So, as you can see now that I'm teleporting here, you always want to teleport around quite a bit when you're repositioning yourself. And as soon as you do, you want to, you want to step back. So like now I'm gonna teleport, boom, I'm gonna move back. I read in the guide, and I'm gonna link in the description below, that this just clears up some grid spaces and whatnot. It just makes them better working or whatever. The AE is probably not the best for these summons in such an old game. We can expect that. But that is pretty much it for the introduction of the gameplay. Before I'm rambling on too much, I think next up is just gonna be Ubers, and that's pretty much it. There's really not much to say about the gameplay. Uh, I mean, my skeletons haven't died during the time that I just did this. I could perhaps go to better worlds, don't keep level 2 and have some fun there. So I'm gonna do a bit of lifesteal now, or maybe even just some amplify without corpse explosion, see what the damage is. I mean, the summons alone, they tend to do a lot. The only problem here is that you see that the A, like, some of them just don't attack the mobs down there, even though there were some mobs alive. So they're not really smart, so they can be idle summons. So they're gonna be idling like in a corner when there are other summons fighting down here. It's a bit of an annoying thing, but again, this is an old game, and the computer artificial intelligence in Diablo 3 is way better, but that's obviously also because it's a new modern game. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Another thing is also I don't have to worry about too much about physical immunes. It's not a big issue because I do have corpse explosion, which is a very big help. Obviously, physical immunes are probably the worst thing I can face with this build, because every thing I do besides corpse explosion is physical. But yeah, every build has its down sides, I suppose. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the little introduction here. I hope that you will find Ubers interesting. As always, more info and link in the description below. I have a little video you should show. I would show as well, which you go see before you maybe even see my Uber play, so you can compare my noob gameplay compared to his rather pro gameplay. Uh, it's always fun, you know. I'm not a good player, honestly. I play like crap sometimes, but you know, I try to make the guides interesting to watch or whatever, and I hope that this gameplay that is gonna come up now is just a little more interesting as well than just running around doing bales in, I don't know, 20 seconds or whatever. But yeah, have a good one. So, welcome to some commentating gameplay. Thought I wanted to do it in a commentating way, so I already shot the video, but now I want to commentate it so I can, you know, be focused on the gameplay while not having to worry about commentating at a live aspect. So what I'm doing now is, as I talked about before, I'm just going to cold plains. I need 16 skeletons and 10 skeleton mages even. And since I had already explored and killed a bit on the map, you kind of have to pre-look for the maps if they're decent density and whatnot. I was kind of looking around for quite a while for these packs of mobs that I need to kill for all my skeletons coming up. So we can skip ahead just a little bit, you know, it's kind of standard. I'm just going around cold plains, getting my army up. So as you see here, one of my skeletons even managed to die while I was getting my army up. The problem with that is that you might not notice that, since there are already that many on the screen. It's like, how can you count that? So we have this tiny little number up here, and you kind of just have to look at that icon there. Obviously the interface in this game is horrible for those specific things there, but I do notice it, and I get my last skeleton up there, and now I also run with 9 mages. It wasn't 10, yeah, it was 9 I was gonna get. So now that I have my army up, there's no stress, everything is set up. But now comes the hard part, so I'm going to Act 2. Why Act 2? Well, I was googling around a bit, and this place seems like a good, you know, place to get them fast. The crushing blow mobs that we need for Ubers. So blunderbuss, apparently these mobs here have the highest chance of crushing blows, and they're apparently the best ones to use for crushing blow Uber with a summon Nurkra. So what I pretty much just do is tail stomp, but as you see, sometimes I get broken corpses. I think it's my Merc or something. I'm not quite sure what's killing them. It could be the mages, because I do believe they cast elemental damage and obviously frost damage. If that gets the kill blow, the corpse shatters. So you know, skeleton mages screws off my corpses a bit, so it's a bit annoying there. Because every single, and I mean, I was really focused here, because like every single second counts here. You just cannot waste any time at all. I am completely stressed out at this moment, actually way more than I was in Uber, just because of the duration. So they only last 118 seconds, which is what, 3 minutes or something. And as soon as I see, you know, the Urdar down, I just hover around with my fucking mouse cursor and over the corpse. I see, oh, that's the corpse I need. That's the corpse I need. If there's not any in the pack, quickly move on. Tail stomp, quickly move on. As you see, I do a mistake here. So I teleport and then I don't move immediately. So all my summons are just kind of stuck. You really have to comment about that before also, but you really have to, you know, you teleport and then you start moving forward or backwards, whatever. Just move after you do the telestomp. So I'm getting like 3 here, which is pretty good. Can move on a little bit. Again, this is also very, if you're gonna do this for real, you have to fish a map. I didn't fish a map. This was the first game that I entered because I didn't really bother remaking games to get a really good map with a lot of density. But that is the ideal way to do it. Because honestly, there are maps, at least in River Flames, where these mobs are not even existing. So it's very troublesome if you say you open the Uber's portal and then you realize there are no mobs in the game or too small density. So you kind of have to scout the map beforehand. But now I'm almost at 20, and by now I do believe I think one. Yeah, I'm missing one now, but I do believe I lose one of the revives now. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I'm at 23 now, and I do believe that, yeah, so I lose one there or something like that. So now I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I was at 23, but then I'm just like screwed. I'm just gonna take some random mob that died nearby, so I don't have 23 orders, so maybe I had to like say 20 or whatever. But yeah, okay, 20 of these crushing blow mobs, fine. And then hurry. So I had already entered Ubers. I had already gotten one of the bosses in a position where I could kind of drag him out to a side with not a lot of trash mobs. Uh, this is probably cheating in some people's eyes, but I felt like if I was ever gonna have a chance of doing anything decent, I would probably need to scout a little bit. So I prepared the map, you could say. Okay, so I quickly, you know, recast call to arms here. Everything is just set up, and then I spam decrypt or whatever that stupid curse is called. Can never pronounce it. Not even gonna bother trying. But as you see here, Bale was at full health, and he's already down to half. It goes that fast. The problem is that then the last part is extremely slow. So all the mobs are just whacking away, hitting Bale for so much damage, but the last part is just extremely slow. And this is what cost me the run. So 1 is already down, well 2 is already down, 3 now, 4. Yeah, and it just continues. So now I'm already at 18, 17. So many are dying. It's just bad. Sometimes I switch to lifesteal curse. I do that just because I believe that that might make them survive a little bit. So like make them leech for like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, and then switch back to your normal curse. But yeah, Bale is down, and I was like, okay, 15 mobs left, 14, come on, come on, come on. But now too many are dying, 13. The last few percentages just totally screws me over. Yeah, I lose like 4 or 5 too many mobs there. Okay, so I quickly teleport down here because I know Mephisto was like here. The problem now is that Mephisto's a little bit of an armor puller, so he's gonna get a lot of trash with him. And I also screw a little bit up. I get hit from his lightning bolts, which hurts as hell. Yeah, but as you see, Mephisto's dying really, really fast. He's gonna get down to half health before I barely even manage to do anything. But that's also where he stays. Because now all my Urdars are going away, my revives are over, the duration is over, they're dying. Even my normal army is dying now, do have a few skeletons left. But yeah, this is pretty much where I just, you know, see myself as a GG. So you can say I did half an Uber. Mephisto half health that fast. It was fun to look at, you know. But I, yeah, I'm a little annoyed that I didn't manage to do Mephisto as well. Obviously, I never even pulled Diablo, so he's at full health. But yeah, there's just not much to do about it. I mean, the revives are. Yeah, it's just annoying that I wasn't able to. I would love to know if you have done this before in the time frame that is needed, because I was really trying to be efficient about this, trying to play smart and whatnot, but I just can't. I just can't do it. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the commentating. There's just not much to say about it. I mean, Uh, the build works, it's just not quite there compared to Smiter for really hard. Because right after this, I obviously took revenge. First, I tried my Barbarian, but yeah, no chance there with Whirlwind. And then I just, you know, went and did it on my Smiter, which took like, I don't know, 20 seconds or whatever. But yeah. I hope you found this little gameplay fun. I definitely enjoyed it. Trying to make it a bit of more, what can you say, fun and decent gameplay. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I better get back to my trading or whatever. So yeah, hope you have a good one and goodbye.